Mulan, loyal, brave, and true. That night, Mulan tried to fix the broken phonics. Her dad joined her. In a small Chinese village lived a young girl named Mulan. While Mulan tried her best to honor her family, the noble goal provided quite challenging for her. One morning, while helping her father Hana Zuo round up chickens, Mulan chased one feisty bird around her village's sacred shrine and accidentally broke off the guardian phoenix's statue's left wing. Mulan's pursuit of the chicken wreaked havoc on the village, and the town folk shook their heads with disapproval. That night, Mulan tried to fix the broken phoenix. Her father joined her, and together they watched the wings slide off the statue. Mulan was disappointed, but Zhou bent down and pressed the phoenix wing back into place. He told Mulan the lesson of the phoenix, that failure is not fatal. What matters is each day you rise and continue. Mulan took her father's words to heart and vowed to rise up like the phoenix and bring honor to her family. As she grew older, Mulan did her best to make her family proud. Soon it was time to visit with the village matchmaker. The meeting was going smoothly until Mulan noticed a large spider on the table. Thinking fast, Mulan used the teapot to cover the uninvited guest. The matchmaker, displeased, ordered Mulan to move the teapot. As Mulan did, she was told. The spider sprang forward, startling the matchmaker fell forward, upending the table and tea set with a loud crash. The teapot and teacups shattered to the floor. The matchmakers shooed Mulan's family out of her house, trumpeting their failure to raise a proper daughter. Just then, a noble magical rode into the village. He announced that the country was at war with the Roman army and every family must contribute one man to fight. That night, during dinner, Mulan begged her father not to go to war, but Zhou refused to listen. Knowing her father would not survive going to battle, Mulan snuck out of bed and grabbed Zhou's sword, the blade of engraving red, loyal, brave, true. The three pillars of virtue. As Mulan looked at her reflection in the blade, she made a decision. She would take her father's place in the army. Mulan, disguised as a boy, arrived at the military encampment. Training was brutal, but Mulan stayed focused and preserved. While they trained, the soldiers were reminded that stealing, desertion, and dishonesty was punished by death, or worse, disgrace. Life in the barcas, where Mulan's secret could easily be discovered, was no easy for her. Mulan couldn't believe how men talked about women. All they cared about how women looked and how they cooked. When Mulan described her ideal woman as funny, smart, and courageous, the older soldiers laughed. But as time went on, Mulan befriended her fellow soldiers, including a handsome boy conscript named Han Kui. One day, the two faced off during training. Han Kui leaped at Mulan, but she moved with undeniable strength and spirit. Twirling her spear as fast as she seemed to defy gravity. The older soldiers stopped to watch Mulan defeated Han Un in an impressive fashion. Commander Tong, the camp leader, noticed Mulan's talent and taught her how to connect with her chi and vital life force believed to flow day and night, and she learned to control her energy with precise but powerful movements. After much training, Commander Tong's battalion met the Rowan army and their leader, Bori Khan, head on. Mulan found herself facing Bori Khan's ally, the witch Zhang Yang. The two battled, and one of the witch's daggers struck Mulan in the chest. The witch left, believing she had won the battle, but the letter blindings of Mulan stopped the dagger from entering her. Feeling defeated, Mulan looked at the inscription of her sword. True, she read out loud in her heart. She knew what she must do next. Mulan rode through the canyon, unstrapping her armor and untying her top knot. Without her disguise, she looked utterly like herself, fierce, fearless, and female. With her hair wild and sword raised, Mulan dispatched the enemy with swift moves. Once the Roman army was defeated, Mulan strode through the snow toward Commander Tong and the other troops. Without her disguise, they could see her true self. "I am Mulan," she said, with her head bowed. She asked them to forgive her for her lie. Commander Tong refused Mulan's apology and expelled her from the army. While she was away, Mulan learned that Bori Khan was headed to the capital to overthrow the empire. She hurried back to warn the commander. With renewed respect, the commander put her in charge leading the battalion in the Impel city. As the Impel army reached the city, they worked together to fight off Bori Khan's shadow warriors. With the help of her fellow troops, Mulan cut through the square and sprinted to find the emperor. Mulan had nearly reached the ruler when Bori Khan blocked her path. The girl who had come to save her dynasty, he said. Then he attacked, his sword so swiftly, and Mulan could barely defend herself. But Mulan would never give up. Uncorroborating the strength of her ancestors, Mulan connected with her chi as Commander Tong has taught her. When Bori lunged forward, Mulan used the Rowan own energy against him, and he plumped to the ground. With Bori Khan defeated, the emperor staged a public ceremony in celebration of Mulan and promoted her to officer in Imperial Guard. But Mulan couldn't accept. She explained she needed to return home to her family. The next day, people streamed out in the courtyard as Mulan galloped into her village. Seeing Mulan, Zhu was overcome with pride and hugged her daughter. Mulan returned his embrace and smiled. She had finally brought her family honor, and she had done it by being her truest self. Bye, people.